Okay, we are in June. It's time for, finding our wins. And this is June Find Our Win Take Two. So, and next week we'll be on Take Three because I want to help everybody every single week to keep running, to keep finding something, and to go for it. Now, last week, I'm going to do my screen share. Let me grab my picture here really quickly. Okay, I'm going to do the screen share on this. Hopefully, y'all can see it. Okay, so this is the screen share we have from last week. And I've got my thumbnail video right in the way. I'm going to scooch that down. Okay, so we have our tracker. And last week, I issued a challenge to everyone to print this out. I sent it out to everyone and I said, you guys print this out. It's going to help you build some June momentum. And so we want to be consistent, be focused, and be unstoppable. That's what's right there at the top. It's helping you rebuild, to just rebuild your momentum and rebuild your team, which begins with you. So we are going to go through this and talk about it. We'll talk about it in our gallery later after we're done with the recording part that's going out to people who couldn't be here tonight. But for now, what I want to do is to talk about, and we're actually going to talk about it during the meeting as well. So what I'd love to do, because I can see some of the gallery that's here at the meeting, is I would love to know who did any of the things. Who did, you did at least one thing this week. You did one thing that you wouldn't have done if you didn't have the challenge. Would y'all just wave at me if you did do one thing that you wouldn't have done if you didn't have this challenge? Okay, awesome. I see some hands raised. Great. And how many of you did more than you thought you would, or surprised yourselves a little bit with your activity? Anybody surprise themselves with their activity? I see some kind of heads going, maybe not. Okay, well, we've got another week. We've got another week to go for it. So we've got another week to do this. And so our focus is 5 conversations a day. Either texting conversations. I had a texting conversation today that led to a phone call that led to booking a party. And so that one counted. Yay, I got a party booked. So I got a check mark in my conversations column and a check mark in my bookings column. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting little, let me see if I can show you today's. I don't know if y'all can see mine. I can't see myself. Hang on. I can't see myself, so I can't see. There we go. Okay, I can see myself now. So I'm putting little hash marks right there. You can see by the things I am doing. And there were a few days that I did stuff, but I was too busy to stop and track it. So I'm tracking again today. And this week, my goal is to track it every single day. I didn't take this with me everywhere I went, and that was a mistake. So I'm going to take it with me everywhere I go this week and mark it down as I do things, because I want to track my focus on my momentum and make sure I'm focusing on the activities that are going to help me finish. And so you want to put those little, I'm putting those little tick marks. And when I've got my tick marks, I'm putting a check in the box. So 5 conversations, direct message, in person, new, or follow-up. Follow-ups count. And so you want to do 2 booking attempts. That's just reaching out to people saying, hey, I would absolutely love to get with you and show you what Mary Kay has that's new. And that helps you to move forward. When you're doing 2 a day, if you do 2 a day for 7 days, that's 14 attempts. You're going to have half of those people reach back out to you, and half of those will generally book. So you want to keep reaching out. And if you do 2 a day, you're going to really up your odds for getting some bookings on your books. And we've got our follow-up block. And just doing a follow-up block, that means following up with people that you reached out to the days before. And the way you can do that is by tracking it. The way I track it is I write it down in my date book. I write down who I reached out to, and then when I need to follow up, I look back and see, okay, well, who didn't I get back with? And then I'll reach back out to those people. And that's the simple way that I do it that works for me. If I don't write it down in my date book, I don't remember. And so I make sure I write those down in my date book, and then I go back and I follow up. Team shares, that means sharing, inviting someone to look at the opportunity, just 1 a day, just inviting someone, hey, we've got this amazing thing coming up on Thursday. And if it's before Thursday, yay, it's this Thursday. If not, it's next Thursday. So we've got amazing things coming up, and I'd love to have you be my guest. And you invite them to be your guest. And then we have our growth. Now, that's honestly the easiest one for me because I'm reading the book for the book club right now. And I love listening to the John Maxwell Leadership Podcast. Now, if you've never listened to a podcast before, you can listen to them on YouTube, or you can listen to it if you have Amazon Prime. I just go into my Amazon Prime app. I have an app for Amazon Prime Music. I'm not subscribed to the app, so every time you open it up, it tries to sell it to you. But I have Amazon Prime, and so you get it for free. And John Maxwell's podcast is free. He is the best podcast that out there, in my opinion, about leadership, and I absolutely love listening to it. And I just listen to it while I'm putting on my makeup every day. The other thing you can do is find other directors out there and those hotlines. We have those $1 million hotlines, and if you I haven't sent those out in a long time, but they do still do those hotlines. You can call them in and listen to them. And let me give y'all the numbers for those of y'all who haven't done that before. It's called the $1 Million Message. And you call, let me find it. MIL, here we go. You call this number 641 715 3900. I'll say it again, 641 715 3900. And then there's two different things, because when you call the number, it'll say, please enter the code for, the recording you want to listen to, and you enter the codes. And I have two different codes for two different ones. One is a bunch of directors who are $1 million directors, and the other one is a list of people who are legacy leaders in Mary Kay. That means their moms were nationals, and and that they're legacy leaders. So they're all $1 million directors and top directors in the company that are contributing to these two messages. And one of them is 44336 pound. I'll say it again, 44336 pound. And the other one is 78411 pound. 78411 pound. And so those are some simple ways that you can get your positive personal growth in. If you don't have time to read, listen to the $1 Million Message. I listen to the podcast. You can watch it. You can watch the John Maxwell Leadership Podcast on YouTube if you want to watch it. I listen to it on the app on my phone while I'm doing my makeup every day, because that brings me joy. And I absolutely love learning from John. He's written over 100 books now, I think, and they're all on leadership. And he is an amazing teacher and trainer, and he's in his late 70s or early 80s and still out there training and leading and developing people, because it is his heart to develop leaders. And we are working on developing ourselves and leading ourselves well. So I'm reissuing the challenge this week. I want to challenge you to track this. Check off each box daily. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for consistent. What can you do to be consistent? Can you start with one a day every day and just hit one, and then move it up to two? See what you can do. Are you going to go for all of it? I'm going for all of it this week. And you want to stay focused on your activity, not on results. I'm going to say it again. Focus on your activity, not on your results. That is the mantra that got me through directorship. It is the mantra that has gotten me through every single challenge I've ever taken on in this company and succeeded with, is focusing on activity, not on results. If I look at results right now, I'm going to freak out, because I need results fast, because the deadline's approaching and I'm not finished. This is the first time I'm not finished the National Court of Sales in May in a few years, and I'm freaking out a little bit. I still have a lot of sales to do to finish this thing, and I'm not buying a diamond ring for $3,000. It's not going to happen. I'm earning this with my sales. So I'm freaking out a little bit, but you know what? I'm not focused on the results. I'm focused on the activity. Who needs me to bless them today? Who can I follow up with today? Who can I reach out to today? What can I do today to move myself forward for my dream that I have for myself and my family? We say this at every single meeting that we have in person. What do you want to do to move yourself forward for your dream, for yourself and your family? So we're going to focus this week on leading ourselves well. Okay. Can I get some nods in the gallery? Yes, we're going to focus on leading ourselves well. Yay. Thank y'all for nodding. That makes me happy. And I want to share with y'all what I'm doing and what I'm focusing on to work and finish my goals over the next 2 weeks. Everybody knows that I've got to take a 3-day trip to Arkansas to meet my cousins. If we had a death in the family and we've got a service, I'm singing at the service. I've got to be there. My mom can't travel, so I'm streaming the service for her. And so I've got a lot on my plate during that time. I'm not going to be able to do Mary Kay. I need to be present for my family. And so we've just got a lot going on. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? And I keep reminding myself, Laura, focus on activity, not on results. And so I'm having to do a lot. I'm having to, like today, I had to work out some stuff with my cousins in between my bookings and my sales and the doing all the stuff to get caught up in my office. And I didn't realize until like 5:30 that I hadn't posted the invite for the meeting today in our groups. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm trying my best, Kay. I'm not hitting it out of the park in every direction right now, but I am doing my best. And so I just want to encourage you to do the same. I know you all have life going on. I'm not the only one who has life going on right now. We all have things going on, but I do want you to lead yourself well. I do want you to keep doing your best. I do want you to keep remembering you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be you. And if you will show up and do your best every single day, God's going to show up for you. God showed up for me this past week. I had one customer that ordered over $400 in product. It helped me catch up on my weekly sales. And how did I do that? Years and years and years of building face-to-face, one-on-one. I met her at a party. I followed up with her for 30 years. I put her on product after product after product. I've reached out to her. She's become a friend. And I took that to her and sat with her and just had a wonderful time just seeing her in person. Because usually I mail her stuff, but I was like, you know what? I need to go see her. And so, it's so wonderful to have customers like that. But I have it because I spend the time. And one thing that I'm really, really passionate about right now is getting everyone out there in person, face to face with people. Because, from the company, we're getting a lot of messaging about social media, but social media is a connector. It is not the end all be all. You can use it to help you to connect with people, but it is never going to sell the product like a party will, or like a facial will, or will like going face to face and seeing someone in person will, and connecting with people. People are so hungry for one-to-one connection. They are. People need it more now. And all of the research out there is pointing toward that. Who here is tired of for English press 1, for Spanish press 2? I'm tired of it. I like talking to a person. I want service. Guess what? Our customers, they want that too. And they are eager to hear from us. We just have to reach out. And so what I'm asking you guys to focus on is focus on your activity in this coming week. We need our unit out there working. We're working on a big goal. We're working to get on target for our car this month. We need, all of us running, we can do it together. Laura can't do it by herself. There's no way I can do that by myself. I can do it with our team though. We can do it together. We can do hard things, right, ladies? We can do it. I believe in us. And I can't do the quarter sales by myself. I've started reaching out to my customers and saying, I need your help. Would you help me throw a party? And I'm reaching out. Like today, I was being strategic about some follow-up I was doing for the event I did at an elementary school here by my house. And I had all of these people that did not reach back out to me after I reached out to them after they all signed up in my event. And even the lady that got the free satin handset, I haven't heard back from her because it was the end of the school year and they were busy. So I reached out to one of the teachers who was there and signed up, who I knew. And I said, hey, it'd be weird if I called them all right now. I feel weird because they were running at the end of the year. Will you hold a party and I'll send you the list and then you can invite them all and I'll give them all their facial that they earned from being in my drawing? She's like, sure. She wants the hostess credit. I was like, that was the easiest booking I ever got. So look at your stuff. Look at the pile on your desk of the people you've not been able to follow up with, or the ones who didn't get back with you, and see what you can do to reach out and get out there and get into action. I bet you have some slips of paper with somebody's name on it somewhere that you could go to. The next thing that I want you to do is look through your customer base. Go look through your customer files. Who has not ordered in the last year? Who hasn't seen you face to face in a year for a facial? It's time to refacial some people. Reach back out, call them, say, hey, I'm doing update facials the next 2 weeks for a challenge from my company. They've asked me to refacial all of my customers that I haven't seen in a year to make sure I have you on all the right products. I have appointments available in the coming week. I have them either the beginning of the week or the end of the week. What's best for you? You just assume the sale and get out there and ask. And it's about calling. I call and then I send a follow-up text. And so when I'm working on a big goal like this, I'll sit down and do 5 calls at a time. And I'll do 5 calls with a follow-up text. And as I leave those messages on their phone, that is the script that I use. And if you didn't get that written down, it's being recorded so you can come back and play it again. And I text it to them too. I'm so sorry I missed you. The company, I'm working on a project for my company. I'm reaching back out to all my customers and refacialing everyone who hasn't been facialed in the last year to make sure I've got you on the right products. Got appointments coming up this week, got the beginning of the week and the end of the week, which is better for you. And, I'd love to hear back from you. I promise to call you back. If I don't hear from you, I know you're busy. That's what I do. I promise to call you back. If I don't hear back from you, I know you're busy. And I call back at least 2 more times before I let it go. After that 3rd call, that's when I say, girl, I know you're running and you're busy and you're just too busy to call me back right now. That's okay. I'll reach back out. And so that's how I do it. You just got to cycle through and go through and give people the service that they deserve. All right. The next thing I want to share with you that I am doing is calling my customers. Now, I've given y'all this idea before, but I'm going to give it to you again. We've got brand new foundations out there. We want to be getting our customers on the new foundation, getting them off whatever foundation they're not using. Because if they're buying products from you and they're not buying foundation from you, it's because they're not matched. They don't have a color that they're in love with. And so reach out to them and do some foundation matching parties in the coming 2 weeks. And what I'm doing is telling my customers, bring me 2 friends, and I'll give you your foundation at half price. Bring me 3 and I'll give you yours for free. And that's something you can do to reach out and get some parties going from the people that you're contacting to get those one-on-one facials with for an update facial and a professional foundation matching. And so as you're reaching out to those customers you haven't seen in a year, you can also ask, you know what, when's the last time you had a professional foundation matching? Have we matched you for a Mary Kay foundation? And just let the conversation go where it goes. All right. So the other things I'm doing to finish up National Court of Sales and lead myself well, I'm circling back to customers who have not yet responded to my texts. If I go through my text messages and I scroll, it scrolls for a while, and there's a bunch in there that haven't responded to me yet. Guess what? It's my job to follow up with them, not their job to follow up with me. They probably are like me and saw it, the little blue dot disappeared so that they don't have the indicator that there's a message they missed, and then they forgot about it. It happens to me all the time. And then I'll go back and say, oh my gosh, I didn't respond to that text. The last one was like $100 order that I hadn't responded to, and I felt like such a dodo bird. So we're just busy. People are busy and it happens. So make sure you reach back out to them. All right, the next thing we're going to do, or the next thing that I am doing, is really using the June's special deals. And I want to talk about how I'm using this. That's my product feature for today. At our meeting, I've started a focus of a product feature every week because I want to help everybody do what I do and get into the National Court of Sales every year. And it's just about layering customers and layering products. And so every single month when this sheet comes out, what I do is I take a look at it and strategically think, what products do I want to focus on steering my customers toward so that I can get them on more products. And so are they going to get on, if they get on something that's a color product, is that going to help my reorders? Not really. People love color, and that's where some customers go. But when I send this out to them and they place their order, I always send a follow-up text. Your order is this is your order total. Your order, I don't even send the total. I say, okay, your order qualifies for 1 pick or for 2 picks from my 50% off specials. Do you see anything you'd like to add? And I put a down arrow, and then the next picture that comes up on their text is this. And I say, might I recommend X or X as the choices? And I steer them toward the things that I want them to see. And one of the ones that's on here that I love is the apple almond and berry vanilla body set. This is a phenomenal product. The size is great. The price is right. These are 20 each. If you go to any of the places that sell bath and body stuff, everything's 20 or right around 20. So our prices are spot on. The products are great. They smell amazing. And you can also sell these as gift items at Christmas. And if you get customers on these now, at Christmas time, you're going to say, remember that almond body set you got? I've got those ready for Christmas. Who do you know that I could help you with a Christmas gift for? And so you want to be strategic about this. And so I do that. The apple, almond, and berry vanilla smell great. And that's one of the things I'm recommending. One of the other things I'm recommending is the lifting biocellulose mask. How many of y'all have used that in the gallery? It is amazing. If you haven't used it before, get some. Get some and use one. I like to open those up. There's 4 in the box. It's $70 retail for the box. And this month they can get it for $35. That's going to cost you, how much do those cost you? I'm going to do the math real fast. 70 divided by 4, they're $17.50 each. So that costs you $8.75 to give away as a gift. I like to open those up as, you know, as a gift and pop one in their order for my really big order. So if like I have an order that's $150, I'll pop a biocellulose mask in there and say, hey, enjoy this pampering on me. And then I call and tell them about it, or I text them, or I talk to them if they're picking up and delivering. I talk to them about it. I say, you want to use this. It's based on Korean beauty, and it reinfuses your skin immediately with the moisture that it needs to look several years younger immediately. It's amazing. It's just a hyper dose of infusion, and you can use the 4 masks concurrently over a 2-week period leading up to a big event, and it gives you a new face. It's like getting a facelift. And so why aren't we using that? I want my customers on it. And I tell them, I know it's a little spendy, but here's the deal. It is worth it. And so make sure you're talking about those biocellulose masks. And the other thing I would recommend from here are the Miracle Set Go Set, the Voluform Go Set, and the Mary Kay Go Set, especially for my customers that are on color and aren't buying skincare from me. And so I'll say, hey, might I recommend trying the Go Set and trying our skincare for a couple of weeks? You can get it at half price and get 2 weeks worth for $20 or $15 or $11 and get people on the skincare. So use this strategically and get your customers on more products, because more products mean more results down the road. And finally, today, the last thing I want to encourage everybody to do is to set your STAR goal. Set your STAR goal for the new quarter. Now, I already said it earlier, but I'm personally working to finish my Sapphire Star in these next 2 weeks. I'm doing that with the parties that I'm booking. I'm doing that with customer follow-up. I'm doing it using all of the things that I've just explained to you and gone over. Those are the things that I'm doing too. So I know it's going to work. And how do I know it's going to work? Because I've done it so many times. So I'm working to work and not worry. Those are my favorite words from my friend Lisa Allison's husband, Ron, who gave her that advice when she was having the ugly cry at the end of one of her $1 million years when she didn't think she was going to make it. And he told her, honey, work, don't worry. And she stopped crying. She got to work. She didn't worry. And she finished her $1 million that year. And so, and I never forgot that story, because we're in crunch time. We've got 2 weeks left. Today's the 16th. We got 2 weeks left from today to finish, because the year ends on June 30th, which is a Tuesday night. So we'll be having our year-end celebration at our meeting on the 30th, and I'm so excited about it. So here's the deal. We want to work. We want to lead ourselves well. And we can do that one step at a time. Take your sheet, track your daily activity, do something every day to move yourself towards your dream for yourself and your family with your Mary Kay business. And I promise you, at the end of the week, you're going to have more results. It's about leading yourself well. Nobody can make you go out and do it but you. And if you will choose to lead yourself well, I guarantee you, you'll have a great week this week. You'll have more results than you're expecting, and you're going to knock it out of the park and feel great about yourself.